Alrighty, fellas, happy Thursday. Good morning, good morning. Today is another PokeMMO stream recap. Pretty chill day, pretty casual day. Hopefully you guys are having good shiny luck, good XP training, good PvP luck, whatever it may be, jumping into your daily PokeMMO grinds. Let's go ahead and jump into the daily news, catch events, what the player base is up to, what the community base is up to. That's what these stream recaps are all about. So let's just jump into it, boys. First things first, we do have 3 catch events. I'm going to go through them very quickly today because I've already talked about them many times. There is a shiny Paris prize catch event on the 9th of May at 4 p.m. ET. If you want the full details, it's over in the PokeMMO forums. It's all these events that I cover every single day on the stream recaps are always under the official events page on the PokeMMO forums. It's at 4 p.m. ET on the 9th of May at Mount Moon in Kanto. You're only catching Paris for the nature bonuses on screen. There is a shiny Paris up for grabs. Shiny Paris is a very good utility Pokemon to win for free from a catch event, so go try your luck. Next up, Joltik catch event. All of these are shiny prizes, guys, which is really cool to see. They can only give out so many shinies per week or per month. There's some limitation that we don't really know about, but there is some restrictions. Like they can't flood the game with just free shinies. It makes sense. On Wednesday, the 13th of May, 2026, at 8 a.m. ET in Chargestone Cave in Unova, there is a Joltik catch event where you can catch Joltik, Tynamo, Clink, and Ferroseed for these nature bonuses on screen. And there is a shiny Joltik up for grabs, even though this is bugged right now. There is a shiny Joltik up for grabs, which is a really cool electric attacking Pokemon that can get Compound Eyes and Thunder for like a 97% stab accuracy Thunder. It's a really cool Pokemon. Next up, Tropius catch event. This is a very difficult single encounter shunt that you could skip. You could save hundreds of hours by just showing up to this catch event and getting lucky enough, boys. It is on the 17th of May, Sunday. A lot of weekend catch events we're seeing here as well. At 4 p.m. ET, Route 119 to Hoenn, you have 1 hour to catch Tropius, Linoon, and or Kecleon. Nature bonuses are on screen. Some pretty big relevant nature bonuses for this one. This will be a pretty competitive catch event as well as a pretty difficult one. You probably need a soak Pokemon to soak the Tropius and turn it into a water type so that you can spore it and catch it a bit easier. But we'll calc odds and strategies on the day, hopefully when I stream this event, but we'll see if I can make it there Saturday. There is a shiny Tropius up for grabs. Once again, an amazing single encounter shiny hunt, a great HM Pokemon if you want to use it for those purposes. Not the most viable competitively. It has been theorized in the past for certain PVM strategies. Next up, I wanted to shout out this new tool that was posted, I believe, on the PokeMMO forums. I don't think it was on the Reddit, but I could be it might have been on Reddit. I'm not sure. I'm my mistake. But this was posted somewhere in the PokeMMO community, and it's called a Route Master. And people ask for this kind of tool all the time. Patrouski, how can I see what Pokemon spawn on what route? And you can check your Pokedex, right? And check certain things. You can check your Pokedex and search up Pokemon and see where they spawn. But it's not always easy to find what route has what spawns. So for example, this is Bond Bridge. Over on the left side of my screen, I can click through Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, go through all the different regions, and then click the different locations. This is Cape Brink. I can see all, it even shows actually on the right hand side of my screen that it's over at like Island 2 in Kanto. I can scroll over to Cinnabar Island, Diglett Cave. I can see that Diglett Cave only has 4 spawns. I can see that Dunsparce is actually a lore encounter in Diglett Cave. I didn't know that because I've never lored in Diglett Cave. Who would ever do that, right? But it's cool to like learn this weird little niche information. You can see where unknowns spawn. 5 Island Meadow. How many different Pokemon spawn over here through different things? They're rarities. I think a lot of people are looking for a tool like this sometimes, and I get asked about it a lot. So this will be linked in the description of this video if you are interested. Next up, the daily item market check. It's been one of my favorite additions of the daily stream recaps. I think it's an important one for teaching people the history of PokeMMO for a ton of different reasons. Like Heart Scale is a great way to teach history. Speaking of like the history of the game, right? You learn the history of the game, the history of certain updates, as well as with other items you can figure out when you should invest, how to invest, what makes a good investment. Learning historical market trends are just really important for most things in MMOs. But today with Heart Scales, we see so back in the day, back in 2022, when PokeMMO Hub was invented, right? There used to be 2 different items that could relearn your moves in PokeMMO. Heart Scales are mostly used for, or pretty much only used for relearning moves in PokeMMO. A good example is Breloom. Breloom, it only gets Spore as a Shroomish at like level 41 or whatever. But if you evolve it into a Breloom in PokeMMO, you can still relearn the Spore move with Heart Scales, which is really important to be able to get Spore on most Brelooms. Because most people are going to keep it as Shroomish until level 41, right? So back in 2022, hard scales used to be like 3,000 Pokeyen a piece because they were also competing with big mushrooms and tiny mushrooms. Big mushrooms and tiny mushrooms used to also be like 3 to 5k depending on the mushrooms, right? Because you used to also be able to go to the Mushroom Maniac over at Island 2 and relearn moves that way. Well, right about here, around this time in October of 2023, you can see a huge spike. The game changed. They actually deleted the Mushroom Maniac from PokeMMO. And it was a sad day. I have a lot of nostalgia for him. Like before hard scales were used, the Mushroom Maniac, it used to only use mushrooms. Hard scales used to not be in the game when I first started playing PokeMMO. We used to only use mushrooms to relearn moves. So it was very nostalgic and very cool for me, right? It sucked to see him go away, but it was important for the economy because both hard scales and mushrooms were kind of just competing. They were kind of just like both really cheap. And the devs were like, what if we just like put more full focus into hard scales? And it worked for a fair bit. Hard scales went up to a decent price, and it made hard scale farming pretty decent Pokeyen for quite a while, where hard scales were like 8,000 Pokeyen a piece now for a few years, about 2 years or so, from October 2023 all the way until like January 2025, so like a year and a half or so. But then as the economy has slowed down over the past 1 year or so, like I've actively talked about, we're kind of in like a PokeMMO Great Depression. Unfortunately, you can still make the best of it, but it is harder to make Pokeyen. There are less methods available. Hard scales have followed in suit. We have seen the price drop of hard scales, unfortunately, once again, and they are back down to that 5 to 6k price range. Will they rise to 6 to 8k again during times of events, during times of popularity in the game, during like more economic booms? Maybe, probably, who's to say? That's the important history behind updates and the important history behind a simple item like hard scales. You know, it really teaches you a lot about the game. All right. But next up, I have my today's schedule should be right here as well, so you can see what we always go through every day. Next up is going to be the achievement showcase. Let's go ahead and jump into it. The achievement showcase, for those who don't know, is a Discord chat in my Discord. It's near the Patrouski live chat to see whatever I'm streaming as well, and it's a way for you guys to flex your achievements, number one, as well as on streams like this, I can go ahead and give you guys ideas on what you want to go for today, right? What you want to kind of shoot for, and what goals you might want to. One of the biggest questions when playing PokeMMO is, what do I want to do today? There's so many things to do. What should I focus on? First things first, this one actually wasn't from the achievement showcase. This was just a Reddit post, so shout out to this guy for posting it. Cland, we're gonna call you if that's okay, man. Posted 4 days ago, and I love his like appreciation for this. Wasn't paying attention, almost ran from a shiny. Whoever put this update into the game is a real one. This update has actually only been in PokeMMO for 2 to 3 years. This is a newer change. Like this happened post my return to the game in like 2021 2022ish, right? This is one of the best updates PokeMMO ever got. The warning of running away from a shiny. Shinies are already plenty rare in PokeMMO. They are already plenty freaking rare, right? I don't think players need to be punished for not paying absolute full attention when shiny hunting really becomes a side activity for most people while they're watching a movie, watching a stream, all that jazz. There used to be like a lot of paranoia about like, oh man, I'm so dry. Did I run into a shiny and run from it without even noticing? Like people were really scared about that. So adding this just helped with a lot of the paranoia. And it's just, I think it's just a good, this is the definition of a great, perfect quality of life update. So I'm glad you were able to catch your shiny clan, and I'm glad that update was added to the game a few years ago. All right, next up, this was a first-time PokeMMO player who now has 145 hours into the game's first account, and he does have now complete Pokedex as well as 100,000 Pokeyen. I think complete Pokedex with 100k Pokeyen in 145 hours is quite good. Quite good. Welcome to the new player, Shendler. Congratulations, dude. Nice achievements, nice foundation to your account, and keep it up, dude. Next up, Iron Veil. Now, I've got to say, we all know, some of you might not know, this is actually the hardest achievement in PokeMMO. True and real. I'm not fibbing. Fuck Voltorb Flip. This is Voltorb Flip. Voltorb Flip, the worst experience I've ever had playing PokeMMO. My most painful grind of my entire life was doing an hour and 45 minutes of Voltorb Flip to get the Voltorb Flip hat. I despised it. I hated it. It was awful. It was one of my angriest streams. It was, dude, I was crashing out like nobody's business. It was a journey, and it was something we tanked and we got through on the main account. One day I will actually have to do Voltorb flip on the Iron Man account. I will make sure to be zen and chill that day. I cannot wait for that, of course. But congratulations to Iron Veil on achieving truly the hardest thing to do in PokeMMO True and Real, the Voltorb flip mini game, which does unlock you a really cool little vanity. Next up, from Universe. Had a pretty insane week for shinies. I phased on Ralts again, third phase on Bibarel at 43,000 encounters. I decided to take a break and EV train some Pokemon. Got a shiny Bayonet in 500 encounters. And then they were trying to find a double battle to sketch Memento on a Smeargle. Ran into a shiny while trying to sketch a Smeargle. I love the backstories of stuff like that. That's really fucking cool, man. Congrats to this guy. Also, Shiny Bayonet and Liepard are both criminally underrated shinies. Congratulations to Universe, man. Two really cool shinies to run into accidentally. And then next up, God Mode. I'm a newer player, only been playing for a little over 3 months. I was single encountering in Pinwheel Forest for a few hours using expert lures and hit a 0 phase wild shiny Snivy at only 7,000 encounters. This is where I have to remind you guys, the things that I show off in the achievement showcase are out of the norm. This is the equivalent of like scrolling Instagram and only seeing like guys who have like 8 packs and like are ripped as hell. They're all on like fucking triple times steroids. Like, this is not normal. This, I have to just warn you so you don't melt your brain, okay? If you're sitting there single encounter hunting and you're 40,000 encounters dry, I don't want you to grumble and be like, oh man, look at these guys getting all lucky and I'm not getting lucky. No, no, no. These are just out of the norm. This is rare. This is weird stuff. This is stuff that happens to 1 in 30,000, you know, people, 1 in whatever many people. And if you play the game for long enough, it will happen to you, but it just takes the grinding and the passion and the consistency. This is not consistency. This is insanity, right? But still, you want to appreciate the insanity for those who get it. Everybody will achieve insanity if they play long enough. So congratulations to God Mode, man. Congratulations to you on your shiny Snivy. And he also mentioned getting a shiny Charmander last month. So he's gotten 2 rare shinies within his first 3 months of the game. Just in, you know, insanity. Insanity is the best word, dude. Congratulations to you, man. Next up, Krishna. This is consistency. This is consistency, not insanity. Krishna, which I think is more beautiful and more impressive, respectfully. 6,900 hours, 6,937, almost 7,000 hours played. Finally got a full box of 60 shiny Pokemon. I didn't realize. I'm so into Pokemon, I don't really think about this, right? Someone commented on a video of mine, one of my like top liked comments, one of my most popular videos I go back to sometimes, is like, you know, PokeMMO is hard when 56 OT shinies in like 8,000 hours is a flex. And I was like, it was like back, you know, not as much. That still is not as much these days, but it still is insane. Anybody with 50 plus OT shinies that's just ridiculous, right? But comparing that to like any other Pokemon game is like it's just crazy, right? But it's true. It really shows like the difficulty of PokeMMO, and I think this is beautiful. Like 6,900 hours played, 60 OT shinies. Look at the quality of shinies as well. He's got like the Wailord and Barboach in the bottom right, the Scizor in the bottom middle. He's got like a lot of really fucking cool shinies in here that are like not like really cool shinies, really cool stories. A lot of them have particle effects. Like extra. A lot of them have extra particle effects. Also, I think Voltorb is very underhunted. I like that his box is Voltorb. He's got a Venusaur in the bottom left. This guy's got some very cool shinies, and you know when someone, you know, with this, right, like you just see so much history. You just see so much history with stuff like this, man. I can only imagine the stories, the movies, the TV shows, the YouTube videos, the Discord calls with the boys that this guy experienced getting all of these shiny Pokemon, man. Congratulations to you, Krishna. Next up, this person was very happy and proud of their shiny Lilligant. After 3 Cottony phases, I finally got my favorite Pokemon of all time during the 4th phase of Azoriwa Shunt. I'm so happy this phase is over, and now that I have my favorite shiny Pokemon after 960 hours of playtime. Shiny Lilligant, this made me like realize shiny Lilligant is fucking underrated. Like, that's based. Like, that's honestly, looking at the follower sprite, you're right. Like, I think of shiny Petalil and I'm like, ugh, don't care, not interested. Bro, shiny Lilligant? That is a beautiful follower sprite. I love that, man. Congratulations, Misery. Fantastic shiny. Congratulations. Next up, we got to talk about it, bro. Pluto. I love you flexing this like long-term achievement, dude. and it was achieved about a year ago, but it's got to be we haven't talked about it in the achievement showcase. It deserves the credit, the love, the support, right? A little more than over a year ago, I hunted and I caught all available 14 ghost type shinies in PokeMMO. It is crazy. People don't realize how achievable hunting a shiny from each of like all the types are. Like someone said like all the fire type shinies, we've seen all the dragon shinies. It's like actually a really decently achievable shunt, even though it's still wildly impressive and a very cool collection to specifically go for. They did a total of 521,000 encounters, both male and female versions of shiny Frillish. The notoriously awkward Shedinja hunt. I love the shiny Shedinja hunt. That's a crazy one to go for. And then the egg shot, 2 egg shinies on this list is nuts. 2 egg shinies, Spirit Tomb and Rotom. And my favorite sprite from the collection is Cofagrigus. That's a based pick. Cofagrigus is a very, very underrated shunt. I want to just zoom in really quick. This is just, I think Ghost Shinies, honestly, I love Golurk as well. Golurk was so underhunted for so many years, and I feel like recently he's gotten more credit. Drifblim in that bottom left, that's one that sticks out to me. Sableye, I think a lot of these ghost types are underhunted. You don't see a whole lot of people talk about Sableye hordes, you know? Lidwick is decently hunted, to be fair. Duskull is decently hunted. Drifblim, underhunted. I love both Jellicents. I prefer the teal one, like the teal green is very, very cool. But both are fantastic. So shout out once again to Pluto on completing like a really fucking cool once in a lifetime accomplishment in PokeMMO by my book, boys. All right, let's go ahead and actually jump into playing the game today. I will be shiny hunting Swablu on the main account over here casually on the side. I will be doing my gym rerun on the Iron Man account, and then I will be fossil farming. I am trying to get my fossils up, dude. I've been locking in a bit. I just hit 100 total fossils pretty recently, like a few days ago. I really locked in this week because now I'm up to 230. I'm really trying to take it seriously. That person, whoever that viewer was, I forget, so I apologize, but that viewer who asked me how close is Shiny Wars, how soon is Shiny Wars, you clicked something in my brain and made me realize how close it is. 2 to 3 months, man. It's coming up way faster than I thought. So we have to buckle down and get our preparations done, or it's going to cost us such a severe disadvantage during Shiny Wars that as an Iron Man account, I cannot afford. So I have to lock in and get work done, and we've been doing it. We just got to continue. Consistency is more important than anything in PokeMMO. So let's stay consistent, get our Jimmy run done, do the hard work, do the grinding, and answer questions along the way. I'll see you guys with more clips. Okay, just in the off chance someone else doesn't know this, dude, yeah, Mount Silver unlocks a ton. Dob Wolf just said, wait, what? I have 6 characters with full OT Pokedex, and I didn't even know there's an Alpha Tyranitar spawn. You have 6 characters? Yes. If you have complete Pokedex in PokeMMO, you can go to Mount Silver. I should have a video of me catching mines somewhere that will show you the route to the Alpha TTar. If you look up like Patrouski Alpha Tyranitar catch, it should be somewhere. Yes, there's a specific spot in Mount Silver where everybody gets 1 static Alpha Tyranitar spawn per account. That's why Wild Alpha TTar is actually one of the rarest shinies in the entire game, because literally you only get 1 encounter per. It's actually one of the GTL. I think this is the only one of the game. I could be wrong. But it's one of the rarest shinies in the game, because you have to get complete Pokedex to even be able to get one. Everybody gets 1 encounter on it on their entire account, you know. That's why it's for 540. He'll never rebreed this because it's rarer that it's wild caught, you know. Shalfa TTar you can breed, but the fact this is wild is so rare. It's a collector's piece. Yeah, everybody gets one Alpha TTar, and you get like 3 hidden ability access add TTars. All the add TTars are like 3 times 31. So the Alpha TTar is like 4 times 31, I believe, guaranteed. Maybe 3 times. I think the wild Alpha TTar is 3 times 31 guaranteed, and then the ads are like 2 times or something like that. So you get a bunch. You probably get like 1 mil Pokeyen worth of catches per account you complete the complete Pokedex on. Great question. Good luck on your catches there as well. Wait, this is so strange. This is a visual bug I've never seen before. Fallon is wearing a that is so strange. This is a visual bug. It copied very common bug. I've never seen this. His outfit got copied to this guy's. He's not actually wearing this. This is some Twilight Zone. You can right click him and see he's wearing this outfit. That's so weird. All of his vanities just visual. What if I relog or some shit? How could I? If I go in this room and back in, let's see if it like fixes. I haven't turned back cave, so I can't even test it. But that's never seen that bug yet. Copycat vanity bug. Literally stole his drip in real time. Alrighty, fellas, it is time for either your most favorite or least favorite part of the stream recap. It is time for the MovieTrouski takes. For those who do not know, I've been really into movies over the past 1 year or so. I've just been watching a movie a day for the past 365 days or something like that, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a cool passion, a cool hobby to get into alongside my community and talking about it with you guys. A lot of other people have thankfully gotten into movies. We can talk about it and have fun. It's just something to do on the side while we play PokeMMO. We all play a very grindy game, a very long-term game, so it's nice to have movies, TV shows, YouTubers occasionally, Twitch streams to watch while playing this game that we all played together, right? So here are my MovieTrouski takes of the movies that I've watched recently, and thankfully I have a lot. Look at these reviews. Like, I've been on a streak of watching movies that I love, thankfully, which is awesome. So let's start with the bottom. The bottom one is the one that I watched the longest time ago. That was April 20. I watched on my birthday. That's kind of funny. April 29th, I watched The Sitter, which is an old, like, forgetting his name. Why am I forgetting his name? Very, very, like, hyper famous. War Dog, Jonah Hill, War Dogs, 21 Jump Street, whatever it may be. I think The Sitter is one of his most underrated movies. I think it's honestly a very, very underrated comedy. I think this movie holds up today. I think it's just nostalgia. I watched this one on like cable TV a lot, like channel flipping growing up. But I really liked The Sitter. I think it's really funny. It's raunchy. I think it's an underrated, dumb, coming of age kind of raunchy, mature comedy. So check out The Sitter if you're interested. I think it's a really good beat. It's kind of like Are We There Yet with Ice Cube, but like more like R-rated. Yeah, the hottest take, we'll get to the Space Odyssey take. That's probably the hottest take we'll talk about, unfortunately. Next up, Hokum, movie that is still in theaters. It's the new horror movie with Adam Scott. This movie far surpassed my expectations. I was expecting it to be good. I was expecting it to be like an 8 out of 10, to be solid. This was a fantastic theater watch, an incredible. Please watch this in theaters if you can. I gave this movie a 9 out of 10 on the scare meter. This is one of the scarier horror movies. And I've seen a lot of horror movies. You just get used to it very quickly. And I used to be terrified of horror movies. It wasn't until I was like 18 or 19 years old I was terrified of horror movies. But I just started watching a bunch of them, and you get used to it pretty quickly. Hokum was very scary. It was very scary, very good. Hokum was fantastic. I don't want to say too much or spoil too much. Hokum is great. I really, really, really recommend Hokum. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Not a full 10, 9.5 out of 10 and a like. All right, next up is Arizona. Arizona had a really strong, I love my comedies, man. Very strong start. The acting and like performance and story, this is really interesting. It has what's his name from Danny McBride. Like, go check on Letterboxd. I forget names. Danny McBride and Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson, who's the star of Idiocracy, but Danny McBride is like the main. Danny McBride is awesome in this. The story starts off, it's like a comedy drama, like what happens if some goofball in Arizona takes something too far and like kind of chaos ensues type beat. It's the start of Arizona is so strong because it's so realistic and feels so believable. But then it just falls off really hard. And they kind of just didn't know where to take the story, in my opinion. But I'm no movie expert, so what the fuck do I know? It's still worth the watch, especially the first half. The first 25 minutes or so is really good, in my opinion. But then it just falls off kind of perpetually. Now, the hottest take on this list, 2001, A Space Odyssey. I could not wait for this movie to be older. If you do not know, this is one of Stanley Kubrick's films. This is considered to be one of the best movies of all time. And I went into that with that expectation. That must be said, and that's a tough thing to live up to, okay? This is currently ranked as the 232nd highest rated film on Letterboxd. This movie was made in 1968, so you have to give it credit and leeway because of that, okay? I thought this movie was awful. I gave it a 0.2 out of 10. It was one of the hardest watches for me, meaning it was so boring and so artsy and visual focused when the visuals aren't interesting in the modern times. If I saw this in theaters in the 70s or 60s, maybe I'd be singing. I probably would almost definitely be singing a different tune. But as someone with zero nostalgia for this movie, and as someone who is just, you know, I consider myself a casual. I did watch 1,000 movies finally. I've reached 1,000, but I'm really a casual. I'm a layman when it comes to movies. I thought this movie was awful. If you want to see my full breakdown, I actually broke down. I was so bored watching the movie that I actually did a full breakdown scene by scene. It is my longest review on Letterboxd. My longest review on Letterboxd is explaining why I thought 2001: A Space Odyssey was a 0.02 out of 10. If you love it, if you connect to it, I'm happy for you. That's awesome. With most movies, I can understand why someone would like it. I genuinely don't understand why people like this movie. For reference, there are 2 moments in this movie. The opening shot is a 3-minute black screen with music in the background. And then there is an intermission in this movie with 3 more minutes of black screen. I love movies. I've really gotten into them over the past 1 year or so, and what I dread is becoming a pretentious cinephile. This might be the most pretentious movie, or one of them, that I've ever seen. Starting your movie with a 3-minute black screen with music to set tension and set the mood, and then providing what it did, I really was let down by Space Odyssey. That is my personal opinion. It could very well be very wrong. That's just my thoughts. Please don't crucify me too aggressively. All right, next up, onto a totally different note. Mike and Dave need wedding dates. This movie was really fun and good, like way better than I expected. A really fun, good, dumb comedy. One of the best modern dumb comedies I've seen. I called this a near peak dumb comedy. This reminded me a lot of like Step Brothers X Bridesmaids is how I would compare it. I'm gonna go watch it. It's a fun dumb comedy. Yeah, it is fucked up to give this movie yeah. Anyways, next up, I hadn't rated the Family Guy episode Stewie Kills Lois. Okay, it is really funny to give 2001: A Space Odyssey a 0.02 and then Family Guy presents Stewie Kills Lois. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just giving my honest opinion, okay? I can't change who I am. I am what I am, okay? Family Guy, Stewie Kills Lois, and Lois Kills Stewie gets like a 9 out of 10. Next up, a movie that I thought was gonna be terrible. I actually had zero faith in this movie. I thought, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't expect this movie to be good. I just didn't, okay? Ricky Stenicki was great. A fantastic premise, a pretty layered film once you reach the halfway point. I was really disgustingly impressed by Ricky Stenicki. I ended up giving this movie a 9.4 out of 10. This was, once again, another great dumb comedy, very similar to apparently Zac Efron just kills dumb comedies. Ricky Stenicki and Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, both Zac Efron. These were both fantastic, man. I really enjoyed these. Zac Efron is way funnier than I think he, which is, you know, I gotta be familiar with. And John Cena is amazing in that movie as well. Okay, anyways, next up, The Book of Mormon. Me and my wife actually saw The Book of Mormon. It's a like stage, it's a play, not an actual movie. You can't see this, unfortunately, like on a movie. I think it's only like in physical IRL forms. Me and my wife have been planning around seeing this for a very long time. We finally saw this. We saw this on April 28th, I believe. It was a kind of like looped in with like my birthday present type thing. It was really good, man. I think it was really good. I am shocked that people enjoy it. I'm shocked that as many people enjoy it. If you don't know, The Book of Mormon is written by the same people who do South Park, which I have watched South Park probably 3 to 4 times in its entirety. I'm shocked at how many people who also like Broadway and like theaters and plays also like this because it's very like South Park style of comedy. But I'm glad they like it. I kind of just sure, I'm glad they like it. I give it an 8.4 out of 10 and a like. I thought it was really good. I wish there was a little bit more, I guess, but I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really technically talented with this. I can't imagine singing, but it's really it's fun. It's a fun time, worth the watch for sure. The tickets are expensive. It's very popular. Next up, talk about, this is complicated actually. Talk about pretentious and artsy. I've got to mention Mother Mary, but it works. If someone else were to watch Mother Mary and say, I honestly thought this movie was awful, I thought it was too artsy and too pretentious, I'd be like, I totally get that. Mother Mary breaks the mold for me because I usually don't like artsy and pretentious movies, but I can like them, but it's like I often don't, you know. It's like a hard thing to overcome, but it depends how it's done, right? Mother Mary, the performances really made it enthralling. I was really focused on the story, and on, like, at no point did I zone out and remember that I was watching a movie. I was constantly sucked in with Mother Mary, for the most, not entirely to be fair, but very, very sucked in. This is a very artsy, very experimental movie that I wouldn't recommend to the average person, but I do think it weirdly worked. It's about a dressmaker. And for reference, it's about a dressmaker and like a music art, like a Lady Gaga type, like artist, musician, performer. Performer is probably the better word. It's really interesting. It's not my normal cup of tea, but I thought it was really beautifully done. I enjoyed it. I gave it a 7.9 out of 10. I think it's a memorable movie, but that I will think about in the future. Next up, I was lucky in all these likes, all these like orange hearts, right? Next up, I was lucky enough to be able to rewatch Hereditary in its entirety in theaters. There was a theater re-release near me. Me and my wife have the movie theater battle pass, so we go there quite a bit. You pay a flat fee per month. You can go there unlimited. It's a fucking awesome deal if you have a part, you like movies, you want to go to the movies a ton with your partner. It's a fantastic deal in this economy, dude. All your date nights can be taken care of with movie nights. It's awesome. But I was able to watch Hereditary in theaters. I mean, people ask me my favorite directors. I think Ari Aster, excuse me, most directors are very coin flip. Most directors have movies that I love and movies that I hate. I think of like Christopher Nolan. He has some of the best movies ever made. Interstellar, The Dark Knight, and then some of the movies that I hate the most. Not hate the most, but dislike a lot according to the popular opinion. Oppenheimer, what was the other? Dunkirk, I wish was great story. I wish it was better. The movie, things like that. Most directors for me have movies I love and movies I hate, right? Ari Aster is the only person that has bangers, but he only has, to be fair, he only has 4 full-length movies, I believe, at least that I'm aware of. I think he has 4 full-length movies. He might have I think 4 full-length movies. And then I've only seen 3 of them. So Ari Aster is the director who did Midsommar, Hereditary, and Eddington, which Eddington was really, I was impressed. It was really much better than I expected. It was really quite good. And he also has done Beau is Afraid, which is with Joaquin Phoenix, and I haven't seen that. I really do want to watch. Midsommar is mid. I can respect it. I think I even prefer Midsommar to Hereditary. I really like the ending of but I don't want to get into it. Like the messaging of Midsommar is really interesting, and weirdly beautiful. It's like an emotional movie. Anyways, but Hereditary is great. They're both great. Great performances. They're both fantastic. I give Hereditary a 9.6 out of 10. I wish the ending was a little more satisfying in Hereditary. Hereditary also gets a lot better when you watch and explained for it, or you like look into more details. There's a lot of details in the movie that I miss. That when you see someone does the research is really, really good for the backstory of, like, I don't want to spoil stuff, but the extra details are fantastic. It's a great movie for that. Next up, the final thing. I watched The Godfather for the first time. It turns out, you guys know that movie. It's pretty good, guys. That movie called, I don't know if you've heard, it's a small, indie film. I don't know if you've heard of it, called The Godfather. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Gotta throw my hat in the ring and give the really hot take. Yeah, man, it's really good. It holds up. It's quite good. It's not perfect. I gave it like a 9.8 out of 10, and I could even see like a 9.6. But this movie just grabs you so quickly. It has a lot of once in a lifetime performances in one movie. It's a deeply smart script that respects the viewer and its time without being pretentious even an ounce. Everything is so dense. Every piece of if you miss a dialogue, you got to rewind. Like every dialogue matters, every visual matters and helps you process everything. Every shot, it reminds me of The Dark Knight, of like the tightness of the movie. I don't know if you can cut a scene from The Godfather. Like every scene really, really matters. The first 15 minutes of this movie, I think you realize the depth and attention to, even if you're not looking for it, the movie grabs you very quickly and very aggressively in the first 15 minutes. I would argue. I think you feel like you don't feel like you're watching a movie immediately. You feel like you are watching home movies of a family's story in the most like complimentary, way. Like it's just you feel like these people are real. You don't feel like it's a movie, which is like to one of the most insane degrees. I give it a 9.8 out of 10 in a like. It's amazing. It's great. There are flaws. There are some weird cuts. There's the infamous line where he's like, look how they massacred my boy. And then after he says that, there's like a fucking cut to there's like a direct cut to a different screen. There's like no transition. It's very choppy. That was very jarring. And I noticed like there's like some weird cuts and weird editing things. Cause it was the 70s, bro. It was the fucking 1970s. You know, you gotta be a little, but there are some real negatives in this movie, but the positives like far outweigh it. It's crazy. I need to watch the French. I think it's on my watch list. The French Connection. I always love getting movie recommendations from you guys in the YouTube comments, Twitch chat, whatever it may be. I'll try to watch everything. I've never seen Goodfellas, which is a crime. I know. There's a lot that I still need to watch, but Godfather, I purposefully timed it. The Godfather was my 1000th movie on Letterboxd. So if you want to go check out my Letterboxd, it is just letterboxd.com/Patrouski. You can go read my terrible opinions, which are just my opinions. They're just that. Thanks for surviving another MovieTrouski take. Alrighty, fellas, I think that is gonna wrap things up for a pretty chill Thursday stream. I had a blast. If you want to see these things live, talk a lot about movies and just hanging out with each other. I think a lot of life right now is we were just talking about this. A lot of life right now is just hanging out, riding through certain moments, being nice to people when you can. I don't always do a great job, but we try our best, and having fun, playing games together. It's what it's all about. Let's get through together, boys. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. That's okay. Share your real opinion. Subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos. I do upload every single day usually, and I usually stream Monday through Thursday on Twitch at 12 p.m. ET. I don't think, unfortunately, I can be live this weekend for the catch event, but I will try to make it happen if I can, but I probably can't. But catch events and streams will return next Monday. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for another banger stream. Have a great day. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys next Monday for streams, and obviously over the weekend for more uploads. I should have some big guides and big content this weekend actually, so keep an eye out for that. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to say thank you so much to everybody's name who is on this list. You really allow me to make the content that I do every single day, and I hope I can make it worth your guys' while and add to your PokeMMO journey. Thanks again so much for watching the entire video, and have a great day.